Well, hello. We're going to talk about the Salzburg city. My name is Ana Paula Randes Mercado, and this is my classmate Brenda Janet Lozano. Well, now talking of the history of the city. In the year 100 before Christ, the Celtic Principality of Noricum developed from the federal provinces of Salzburg. Then, in the year of 14 after Christ, Roman troops occupied the province and they founded the Juvabum population in the actual Salzburg city. Now moving on to the year of 170 to 180, the city was destroyed during the Macroman War. Now, in the year of 1996, the Emperor Otto III gave the city the right of the market and to mint coins. Also, the Emperor gave them the toll right. Then in the year of 1368, the Archbishop Pilgrim declared the free city right. Moving on to the year of 1756, on January 27th, the illustrious son of Salzburg Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born. And now jumping to the year of 1994 to 96, Mozart's house was reconstructed to its original shape. The geography of Salzburg is located on the banks of the river Salzach and the north boundary of the Alps. The mountains to Salzburg's south contrast with the rolling plains to the north. The closest alpine peak, the 1,972-meter hike Underberg, is less than 16 kilometers from the city center. The actual architecture is distinguished from being a very impressive architecture, drawing attention from tourists. Now, some of the buildings and attractions are Rome of the North, which is the most opulent architecture in all Austria, and the architects were hugely inspired by the Italian designs. The chapter offers a very spacious place where people can play an oversized chess. And also there is located the chapter fountain, which it is the first Baroque landmark adorned with the horses and figures, including the god Neptune, who is blowing water from his mouth. Now the cathedral, it was built in 767, and it is a striking example of an incredible work from the early Baroque era. The facade was made using Untersberg marble, and it contains various statues from saints, including Rupert and Virgil, and the interior contains countless treasures. Now Mozart's house. It was damaged because of the aerial attack back in 1944, but then it was reconstructed to its original form with the help of the Japanese financials. Then the Mirabelle Garden offers its visitors a colorful world of flowers and structures. The Archbishop Wolf Dietrich constructed here a palace for recreation. The weather for Salzburg in wintertime is enchanting for the tourists and the population. All its mountains are covered with snow and it has a very beautiful views. During warm weather, people can visit more outdoor structures or gardens in the city in order to have a good time. The culture of the city appears in this city. The movie of Indiana Jones appears on the map, and also it is a setting from the Austrian crime series and the film Night and Day. As mentioned before, this city is the location of Mozart's house, and also it is distinguished because of its beautiful views, buildings, and structures.
Well, now in the food we have three different plates that are typical from Salzburg. The first one is the Mozartkugel. The story of the Mozartkugel began in the 1890s when the confectioner Paul Forst decided to commemorate Wolfgang Mozart by creating a praline in his honor. The creation became an instant success, and in 1995 it was decided that only Forst's creation may be labeled as the original Salzburger Mozartkugel. Then the Salzburger Knuckler, they are light and delicate vanilla flour dumplings. Also, the dish was invented in Salzburg in the 17th century. As As an ode to its place of origin, when preparing these sweet treats, the airy mass is arranged on the baking tray in three months, representing the three hills that surround the city. And finally, the caprese noodle. These are cheese dumplings originally from Tyrol. Although people refer to them as dumplings, they are actually not cooked in water but fried in a pan. And they also don't have the typical shape of a ball. The mixture is formed into patties instead. Well, now in the entertainment, we have different locations. The first one is the Hellbrunn Palace and Three Fountains, that it was built in the 17th century by the Prince Archbishop Marcus Siricus. This place was primarily intended for enjoyment and recreation, but today the visitors can explore the exhibition, while the palace also serves as a popular setting for weddings, and many visitors are also drawn by the tricky fountains. Then we have the Dome Quarter, Salzburg. The Dome Quarter is a unique cultural highlight in the heart of Salzburg City. In the magnificent state room, history comes alive, while a museum tour also allows visitors to enjoy imposing views of the city itself. And finally, the Gede de Gaze. The architecture of the house in the Gede de Gaze is characterized by beautiful doorways as well as the windows that become steadily smaller from the first floor up. In addition, the old houses are often decorated with important dates in their history, the names of the former owners, and so. Some famous personalities, well, obviously we have Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, that he was a composer. Then Felix Baumgartner, that is a daredevil. And the last one is Ferdinand Snomir von Habsburg, that is a race car driver. Well, in the transportation, they have electric trailers that and regular buses that carry locals and guests alike to their destinations, and always stray-free, and they are eco-friendly. And they have this in all their cities. And finally, in economy, the Salzburg economy is heavily focused on exports, especially to the members countries of the European Union. Also classical music and ballet festivals, which have been held annually in the city since 1920s. Well, now we're going to talk about our experience if we have been there. And I have not been there yet, but I would like to go and visit all these places, as it has a lot of history and culture, and I would like to visit in winter when there is snow in the mountains, because I like the winter season.
Not been there either as my classmate, but I would love to travel there and visit all these beautiful views and a garden someday, to know all of its culture someday.
Well, what will we like to do in the city? I would like to visit the Salzburg Gede Gaze, because the architecture is something very interesting for me, and also because I think that place is the heart of the city and you can find restaurants, history, and traditional shops.
Well, I would love to visit the Mirabel Garden and to visit all of the buildings in the city to take some pictures. I think it is a beautiful city to visit and to have a nice time for vacations in winter and Christmas time, as my classmate Brenda mentioned before. And well, some of the monuments are the Mozart Monument, where it was built to Salzburg's most famous son and composer Mozart, and it has stood on Mozartplatz Square in Salzburg Historic District since 1842.
And the commemorative monument, this monument is from the victims from Salzburg who were forcibly removed from clinics in 1941 and taken to the Hartheim to be killed. And well, that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.